What's the pettiest reason someone called you a liar? I warned my pregnant sister not to give birth, and she accused me of being a baby snatcher. I've been an OBGYN for 6 years. I started my residency right after med school and fell in love with helping women through their pregnancies. Last year, my husband left me after we lost our baby at 20 weeks. That good-for-nothing butterface handed me divorce papers while I was still bleeding in the hospital from the miscarriage. My sister Crystal called me crying that same week. She was pregnant. Crystal was 28 and married to this guy named Glenn, who spent more time at the bar than at work, but she loved him and thought a baby would fix everything. When she asked if I could do her prenatal care for free, I jumped at the chance. I thought maybe helping her would heal something in me too. Her first ultrasound showed twins. I watched her face light up on that exam table as I moved the wand across her belly, and she heard the 2 heartbeats. She grabbed my hand so tight I thought she might break my fingers. We both cried happy tears that day. 3 weeks later, I did another scan. Something looked wrong. I checked again, then again. My hand started shaking as I counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 embryos. This wasn't twins anymore. This was quintuplets. Crystal saw my face change. She knew something was different. When I told her, she screamed with joy that they'd be famous like the Kardashians and would probably get a reality show. I let her celebrate for a few minutes before I had to crush her dreams. The human body isn't meant to carry 5 babies. I explained how her uterus would stretch more than Luffy ever could, how her organs would get crushed, how the babies would fight for nutrients and space like it was battle royal. Most wouldn't make it past the 2nd trimester. The ones that did would likely have severe disabilities like young Sheldon. And Crystal herself could die from preeclampsia or hemorrhaging. She needed selective reduction. It meant removing some embryos so the others could survive. 2 babies max. That was the only safe option. I pulled up medical journals on my tablet, showed her statistics, survival rates, complications, pictures of women who tried to carry high-order multiples. Crystal's face went from joy to rage in seconds. She shoved the tablet away. "You're jealous," she spat at me. "You lost your baby and now you want me to lose mine." I tried to stay calm, explained again about the risks, how this wasn't about emotion but medical fact. She stood up from the exam table with gel still on her belly. "You've always been the smart one, the successful one. Now I finally have something special and you want to take it away. I'm keeping all 5. They're miracles from God. I could be the next Mary." I called her every day for weeks. I sent articles. I begged her to see another doctor for a second opinion. She blocked my number. When I showed up at her house, Glenn threatened to call the cops. I left letters under her door explaining what would happen. The bleeding, the contractions, the NICU stays if any survived. 3 months passed before my mom called me crying one night. Crystal was in the hospital. She'd lost the first baby at 18 weeks. I drove there immediately with flowers. Crystal turned her face to the wall when I walked in. "Get out," she whispered. "You did this. Your negative energy killed my baby." 2 weeks later, she lost another one, then another. Her body was failing exactly like I'd predicted. Not enough nutrients, not enough space. The remaining 2 were barely hanging on. I kept bringing flowers, kept trying to comfort her. She kept blaming me. By week 24, she'd lost all 5. Her uterus had given up. The last 2 died within hours of each other. I sat in the hospital hallway while she screamed that I was a murderer, that I'd cursed her pregnancy with my jealousy. The lawsuit papers came a month later. She was suing me for emotional distress and medical malpractice. Said I'd intentionally sabotaged her pregnancy because I couldn't have children of my own. Glenn had convinced her that I'd somehow caused the miscarriages through psychological manipulation, like I was Professor X. The judge read through the case file in less than 10 minutes. He looked at Crystal over his glasses like she was wasting his time. Then he looked at me with something like pity. "Case dismissed," he said. "No evidence of malpractice or intentional harm." He advised me to give my sister space to grieve, that sometimes people need someone to blame.